when the technology, the external technology matches our internal knowledge, and the internal knowledge matches the external technology. It is not all internal, like spiritual, commonly think of, and it is not completely external, like most physicists think of, but it is both internal and external. That's the feature. So when the much later, it seems like there was a Jewish contingency in France that believed that they were the direct descendant of Emmanuel, the Cathars. They were looking for the Ark of the Covenant. This is a large Jewish community in the middle of France that nobody knows how they got there. There's a lot of books now being published saying that actually Emmanuel, after his crucifixion and his revival, went through India and into Europe and resettled in France, and that Cathars were truly the bloodline of Emmanuel. In any case, true or false, they believed they were, and they were looking for the Ark. They might have had very ancient documents that were brought there by the groups that settled the Jewish community there. They started an order of knights to look for the Ark. That order was called the Knights Templar. They were commissioned by a priest, a Cathar priest, to look for the Ark. Well, after years of research and so on, they came to conclude that the Ark had to be in Jerusalem somewhere, under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. They conjured the armies of France. Okay? They convinced them to go and take Jerusalem. And as a result, started the crusade. This is history. The crusades were described in the tales of the search for the Holy Graal.
Tudo começou há mais de 1000 anos, quando o rei da França conquistou a cidade santa de Jerusalém. Essa cruzada foi uma das maiores da história. Na verdade, foi orquestrada por uma sociedade secreta, o Priorado de Sião e os Cavaleiros Templários.
Mas os Templários foram criados para proteger a Terra Santa.
Era um disfarce. A invasão seria para encontrar um artefato, perdido desde a época de Cristo. Um artefato pelo qual a igreja mataria para conseguir.
E eles encontraram esse tesouro?
Digamos o seguinte: um dia os Templários pararam de procurar. Abandonaram a Terra Santa e foram direto para Roma. Se chantagearam o Papa ou se a igreja comprou o silêncio deles, ninguém sabe. Mas o fato é que o Papa declarou que os Cavaleiros Templários tinham poder ilimitado. Por volta de 1300, os Templários eram muito poderosos, uma grande ameaça. Então o Vaticano emitiu ordens secretas para serem abertas simultaneamente em toda a Europa. O Papa declarava que os Cavaleiros Templários eram adoradores do demônio e que Deus o incumbira de limpar a terra desses hereges. Os Templários foram praticamente exterminados. O dia era 13 de outubro de 1307, uma sexta-feira.
Sexta-feira 13.
O Papa mandou tropas para confiscar o tesouro do priorado, mas não encontrou nada. Os poucos cavaleiros do priorado sobreviventes fugiram. E a busca pelo artefato sagrado recomeçou.
Que artefato? Eu nunca ouvi falar de nada disso.
É claro que sim. Quase todo mundo já ouviu. Você o conhece como o Santo Graal.
they couldn't talk about the Ark directly because of Inquisition. So they called it the Holy Graal. And in the first edition of that story, they call it a crystal stone. Later on, describing it as a cup which had two vortices on each side. And so they went across all the countries they needed to go across to go to Jerusalem. They fought their way through all the way, generating huge amount of difficulties, and eventually got to Jerusalem and took over the ancient city of Jerusalem. This is a story. They were there and they occupied Jerusalem for many years. For 7 of those years, the Knights Templar themselves settled right beside the Temple Mount in Jerusalem and dug and dug and dug tunnels that are still there today. But because this is Islamic ground today, the temple, the mount is the rock of foundation is right under the dome of the rock in Jerusalem, which is Islamic, is under Islamic control. The Islamic population goes there on pilgrimage, turn around the rock where the ark used to be placed inside the Temple of Solomon. They're venerating the exact same thing as the Jewish tradition. And they're all fighting. Amazing.